Hey guys, I'm Henry Moody and I'm here chatting with Milky. Yeah, it's been a year since Australia and doing Milky, which is crazy because it does not feel like a year ago. I feel like this year's just flown by. But I do feel like, even though it feels quick, I think I have grown a lot as an artist. Like, I've written a full album since then, and I feel like I have figured out exactly who Henry Moody is. And I'm really proud of this album, and I've stretched myself and I've written about concepts that I've never sung about before. So yeah, I'm excited to for people to connect with some different concepts on this one, moving away from just doing love songs. So I feel like that's maybe the main thing that's changed. Songwriting has always been like therapy for me since I was like 13 in school and getting bullied. I'd come home and I'd write songs about it, and there's been these different things in my life. Like, I actually have addressed my school bully on the album in a song called Dear Drew. I've unpacked the whole situation on that one. I've sung about my relationship with my old childhood best friend and the direction it's gone in, and that kind of really melancholy feeling of feeling like you're drifting away from someone that once was so close to you. And I've sung about my relationship to myself on the record in a song called Me, Myself and I. And I'm really just trying to get to the bottom of all these different parts of me, because songwriting is kind of like therapy, and especially as a first record I want it to paint the full picture of Henry Moody, not just one aspect of my life. So I'm very happy I've written these songs, and they're definitely vulnerable. It's scary to put out, but it also feels like I've released an energy into the world now, and I've kind of let go of all these anxieties. It is a little bit. I feel like it's always scary to be vulnerable, but all my favourite artists have got me through hard times because of the fact that they're so vulnerable. So I always just remind myself my vulnerability can hopefully help some other people who are maybe too scared to address those sides of them, or it can, I don't know, music is just, it does what words can't do. So I always push past the anxiety and just put it out, because also when you put out a song, I also feel like it kind of frees that part of your life a little bit. Once it's out in the open, you've let it go from inside, and now it's outside. So there's also a good side to releasing it. Oh, good question. I feel like my shows, really, that's the group therapy. And I also really like when fans come up and explain how they relate to a song, and kind of tell me their story of oh, this is the person that I drunk texted, this is what happened here. And music can be interpreted in so many different ways, and I also I just really appreciate the group therapy feelings of the shows. It's very warm, feeling we're all going through this together and we're not alone. I wanted it to feel quite to my songwriter core. I very much started writing acoustically, in my room with guitars and pianos. So all the songs, pretty much all the songs, are based from just an acoustic instrument, whether it's a piano or guitar, and it's kind of built around that. So it's quite it's quite organic, quite live instrumenty, because that's kind of just the way that I write my songs and the kind of sound that I'm into. There's a few different kind of vibes on the album. There's a few songs that are kind of in that country folky pop lane that I've just always really loved. There's a few songs that are much more sort of upbeat, a little bit rockier, Sunday Morning and Calm Down, and then there's obviously piano ballads on there, guitar ballads, but I just wanted it to feel quite raw and not stripped back, because some of them are big productions, but quite organic, because I feel all the topics I'm singing about are very raw topics, so it kind of reflects that. I feel the sound on the album changes a little bit, but because the album's called Mood Swings, it's kind of intentionally meant to capture all the different sort of feelings, so it's intentionally a little bit all over the place. Light bulb moment when I came up with that name. I was oh, everything makes sense now. I feel when I wrote the EPs, I was kind of just writing a bunch of different singles and putting them together, but with the album, I knew I always had the album in the back of my mind, so everything was working towards that concept of Mood Swings, and everything was I was thinking about the other songs whilst writing certain songs, thinking about how they all came together and how they all fit. So my process was different, and I much prefer writing an album because it's fun thinking about something bigger than just a single. It's more exciting to think about how it's going to fit in, and the whole just project instead of like one song. So I'm excited to now enter my like album 1, album 2, album 3 era instead of just doing EPs. So yeah, it's nice. I knew when I came up with the title Mood Swings that I had to be on a swing for the cover. I mean, it's quite on the nose, but I was like, I have to do it. And I wanted it to feel quite like melancholy as well. Like, because also like I have a song on the one of my favourite songs on the album is called Growing Pains, so I kind of like the youthfulness, because I'm very much like in the album reflecting on a lot of things that have happened earlier in my life, so I feel like the youthfulness of sitting on a swing kind of reflects the fact that I'm like doing a lot of like yearning on the album and reflecting. Yeah, the music videos and all the other visuals, I feel like that's something I'm still very much working on and want to improve on, and yeah, that's something that I'm still very much like taking as much input as I can with the visual side of things, because I very much come from like a more songwriting background, so the visual side is a bit less natural to me, but I think it came together with the album artwork and stuff, so I'm happy about that. 3 songs. I'd probably try and pick 3 slightly different ones. They show like a different side. I feel like number 1, I'd probably play them the title track, Mood Swings, which is the first song, because I feel like that is kind of lays the groundwork for me as an artist. It's kind of like my introduction to the world a little bit. It kind of like, I'm almost like verbal diarrhea, trauma dumping on the song a little bit. Just everything about myself. Number 2, maybe Drunk Text, because that's sort of like my biggest song, so I feel like people seem to be relating to that one, so I'd probably show them Drunk Text. It's a very like classic Henry Moody unrequited love ballad. And number 3, I would probably say one of my personal favourites on the song is a song called is a song called People Pleaser, because I'm just a massive people pleaser, so it very much is a big part of who I am, and yeah, I'm proud of that one, so personal favourite is that one. I'm very excited. I mean, the tour is still a while away, so I haven't fully planned the set list. I'm very excited to get into it and really think about how the songs are going to flow into each other and what I'm going to open with, close with, the encore. Like, I was thinking if I can put like a swing set on stage, I think that would look sick, and I have so many different ideas. Like, a massive idea of mine is I have eyes on stage, because in my surname Moody, like I make a moody face from the O's in the word, and I want the eyes to like move around with me on stage, and like the face to smile when it's a happy song and the face to be sad when it's a sad song, and like wink when it's the encore. And like, I have this vision for one day when I have like an LED screen to like make it a more interactive set, but that comes with budget, so maybe not on the next tour, but hopefully if we advance to a higher level when I have the budget to be able to do it, that's something I really want to do. I feel like live is maybe one of my favourite parts of the job, because I mean, online, like, it's a great way to connect with people, but nothing beats that human to human interaction of seeing people's faces like light up when it's their favourite song, and just watching people like connect with the music, and that adrenaline you get from a show is like really unmatched. So yeah, live is so important to me, and also just connecting with my fans and seeing them in real life, and I just always feel so grateful for the support every time I do a live show, so it really fulfills me in a special way. And it's nice that being an artist has songwriting and live. They're like 2 very different things that are like fulfilling in completely different ways, but it's a nice like balance, so I really enjoy doing both. And obviously social media is a big part of the job, but nothing compares to live. I'm a massive Swiftie, so always been a big fan of Taylor just throughout my life. Like, I've really grown with the eras, creating these like bulletproof pop songs that are so personal and like can fit all this information in such a what feels simple and catchy vibe. Like, I'm just so obsessed with pop music. I'm a massive fan of, and there's a songwriter called Max Martin I'm a big fan of. He writes a lot of my favourite pop songs, but I'm constantly like adding new people into my playlist and taking inspiration from loads of different places. So I feel like I'm really trying to expand my music knowledge at the moment. I think Olivia Rodrigo, because I just feel like I would love to sit in the studio with her and like just experience her genius and how she writes songs, and it would be fun, or really fun, to do a duet. So that would be a dream. Melodrama by Lord, because that song really captures what it feels like to be like a young adult, late teen, and it's just like the most incredible production and just euphoric and melancholy at the same time. It's just like such an incredible record, and it's like, to me, it's very back to back. So I think that has got me through like every chapter of my life. Like, it really has never gone away. It's just I always love that record, so that's probably my favorite album ever. Well, this isn't a film, this is like a series, but I really love the Euphoria soundtrack, and I feel like I would love to try and write to that, because it's one of my favourite series. It depends on the song. Sometimes I'm thinking, don't forget the lyrics. If it's a new song, I'm very much like locking in and like really trying to remember it. But most of the time I'm just feeding off the energy, and I'm trying to be in the moment, and yeah, just like embracing the vibes. But it's different because being a support act is very different to doing a headline show. With a headline show, people know the songs already. You can be a different energy. With a support act, you have to think about how to really engage everyone and turn as many heads as possible, I guess, and like warm everyone up for the headline act. So it depends on the performance, but I'm always thinking a lot of things on stage. I do feel like I live a Hannah Montana life. I'm like Henry Montana. Because no, fully, I actually am. Especially when I go to Asia, I feel like I come back and I'm like, this is literally a double life, which is amazing. I love it. Maybe Miley Cyrus. Yeah, maybe, because I feel like it's more healthy to like not constantly chase external validation, and to have a really core network of people around you and know who you are as like a core person, and then like be able to switch on the like the pop star side of you. Like, I feel like if you like step into that skin and then can step out, then it's a nice balance in life. Justin Bieber in the O2 when I was in year 2, so I think I was like 8 or 7, and it was with my friend Josh. It was his birthday and it was great. He was 45 minutes late though, but it's Justin Bieber, so we'll let him off because he was amazing. And it was a really cool, it was, but I just remember how loud, like as a 7-year-old, I didn't realise like what it was to be like in a room full of like fans of an artist, so it was so loud. Probably Coldplay, because I feel like everyone from all different demographics is there, and it's just like they just have such anthemic songs, so it's very much like they're like a concert band. I just remember being so, not shocked because I love Coldplay, but just like blown away by how fun it was. It was just such a fun evening. I personally prefer the Spice Girls music. Now I love Backstreet Boys as well, so either, but as a Brit I'm gonna go Spice Girl. I want people to say Sporty Spice because I feel like I'm a very sporty person. Someone who's like maybe slightly different and could like rework a song. Like, I'd love to see like, you know what I'd love is like Jacob Collier to do like a very like complex version of like Drunk Text. That would be insane. Current self would say embrace the summer you're in, because you'll look back at it and miss it. So just be in the moment and enjoy the rest of your summer. I read this self-help book the other month, called Think Like a Monk, and it's by this guy called Jay Shetty that I'm a big fan of, because I really appreciate his sort of like advice on how to navigate through the world and methods of like calming anxiety and mental health strategies to stay on top of your mental health. So that's something that like really left an impact on me, and I've learned a lot of things from that book, so I'd recommend that book, to be honest. First thing I can think of is if the world was ending, you come over, right? But the last song would be probably a nostalgic sort of, probably a Taylor Swift song, because she's my favourite artist. So I'm trying to think of a 6-minute Taylor Swift song. Dear John is a 6-minute song, so probably that one. I think I wanted to be a musician I think I really knew during COVID, because I feel like the world, like lockdown in the UK was really strict. Everything stopped. And like in all the uncertainty, it's like, I was just like, screw it. I'm just going to follow my dream because I have no idea what's going on. Like, it was like a break of not like, I would have just continued the school system, and like, I don't know, it was just like this moment of realization for me. So I think it was COVID, yeah.